Begum Hazrat Mahal. As the famous English poet John Milton had quoted, "Nothing profits more than self-esteem, grounded on what is just and right. Anything can be compromised, but not self-esteem." For centuries, Muslim women have been denied their rightful position in society. Violence against women have been widely observed in the Gulf countries, where some Muslim scholars have invoked manipulated versions of the Sharia law to strip women of their human rights. These scholars can carry out such atrocities against their women without batting an eye, as there does not exist any role model to inspire these vulnerable women to rebel against their social order. Today, we are trying to do justice to this problem by narrating the story of a mighty queen. She went against all odds to restrict the advances made by the British colonialists as they tried to annex the mighty state of Awadh. Coarsened by a tough childhood, Begum Hazrat Mahal had inculcated enough mental resilience that she utilized to keep the mighty European colonialist at bay. Begum Hazrat Mahal was the second wife of the last Tajdar-e-Awadh or King of Awadh, Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, and the forerunner of the Indian insurgency in Lucknow. The last Begum of Awadh played a central role in the Indian Rebellion of 1857, where she emerged as one of the earliest fighters in the Indian national movement. In association with Nana Sahib of Peshwa and Maulavi Ahmadullah Shah of Faizabad, Begum Hazrat Mahal seized control of Lucknow and declared her son Birjis Qadir as the new Nawab of Awadh. Initially, she was able to reclaim her lost territories utilizing her military prowess. However, when the British attacked Awadh for the second time, Begum Hazrat Mahal had to escape to Nepal to keep the pulse of the rebellion alive. The Britishers still attempted to lure her by offering her lucrative favors and allowances, which the Begum sternly denied. For her, there could be no price that the Britishers could offer against the sovereignty of Awadh. Thus begins the story of Begum Hazrat Mahal. Muhammadi Khanum becomes Begum Hazrat Mahal. Born as Muhammadi Khanum in a town named Faizabad of the Awadh state in India, she belonged to a poor Sayyid family who were the descendants of Prophet Muhammad. Owing to her family's destitute, Begum Hazrat Mahal had to endure a minimal standard of living. As a child, she was sold by her parents and she had to struggle hard to become a courtesan. Her ambitions did not limit her to the role as she became the Khawasi or royal harem after being sold to the royal agents of Awadh. After this, she was promoted to the designation of Pari and was named Mehak Pari. Beguiled by her beauty, Nawab Wajid Ali Shah accepted her as his mistress, and thus she received the title of Begum. However, it was not until she gave birth to Birjis Qadir, or the heir to Awadh's throne, that she received the title of Hazrat Mahal. In 1856, the British East India Company, under the governorship of Lord Dalhousie, waged an attack on Awadh on false charges of maladministration. Begum Hazrat Mahal tried to persuade the Nawab not to give in to the British demands. The Nawab, however, decided against it and handed over his kingdom to the British and got exiled to Calcutta. Begum Hazrat Mahal's self-esteem was too high to relent to subordination. She took up the charge of liberating Awadh in her own hands. We can acknowledge Hazrat Mahal's leadership skills over the fact that she was able to convince the rural folks of Awadh to participate in the war. How did Begum Hazrat Mahal lead the war against the British in Lucknow? After annexing Awadh, the Britishers faced much backlash from the Indian sepoys. A massive rebellion had broken out at Meerut, and its implications could be felt in Lucknow too. Soon Awadh also turned into a station of unrest, and the Britishers had to be confined to their Lucknow residency. For Britishers, Awadh was a location of strategic importance, as it connected the fronts of Delhi and Calcutta. They knew that Delhi was hosting armies for Rani Lakshmi Bai and Tatya Tope and were aware of the importance of connecting it with the Calcutta port, which was used to cater to British reinforcements. Begum Hazrat Mahal displayed her political deftness by quickly allying against a common enemy and constructing an army with the Hindu king Jai Lal Singh as its leader and Mammo Khan as its superintendent in charge. She did not divide her people based on any communal lines, as her policies exuberated the nature of nation first and religion next. She encouraged women to enroll in her army and appointed a Dalit woman named Ura Devi to lead its women battalion. She managed to direct the displeasure of the Awadhi population toward taking up arms and waging a war against the Britishers. Her influence had been phenomenal as she was the torchbearer of the Great Revolt after Mangal Pandey. An eminent Irish journalist named William Howard Russell would refer to Begum Mahal and write, "She has excited all Awadh, that is Awadh," in one of his journals. Nana Sahib Peshwa of the Maratha Empire and Maulavi Ahmadullah Shah were the closest allies of Begum Hazrat Mahal, as she fought hard to liberate Awadh from British annexation. She displayed much bravery by leading the rebellion both as a strategist and a warrior. On June 30th, 1857, at this point, the Begum of Awadh could have sealed victory for her side, had the King of Nepal abstained from supporting the Britishers. How did Begum Hazrat Mahal's story fall short of achieving glory? The Battle of Chinhart was carefully orchestrated by the Begum. However, the momentum shifted to the other side after the King of Nepal, Jang Bahadur, agreed to boost the Britishers' arsenal. While the rebels kept the British garrison under siege in Lucknow, James Outram and Havelock were sent there to break the stalemate. After a few encounters with the Begum's army, James Outram succeeded in occupying Alam Bagh, a garden in the suburb of Lucknow, on September 23, 1857. Under Commander-in-Chief Colin Campbell's authority, the British captured Kanpur and defeated Peshwa Nana Sahib and Tatya Tope. This victory broke the back of Begum Hazrat Mahal's staggering progress, as she was now left on her own. In November, British Commander Campbell arrived at Lucknow with reinforcements. Following the British victory at Alambagh, Sir Campbell's army had an edge over Begum Mahal's. The English commander successfully escorted the seized garrison safely out of the Lucknow residency. Despite sustaining some collateral damage, he relocated the British troops successfully. Begum Hazrat Mahal did all that she could to keep the momentum on her side. She motivated her soldiers using her oratory skills. She frequently wrote letters of instruction and even physically appeared on the battlefield mounted on a war elephant. Despite repeated attempts by Hazrat Mahal and Maulavi Ahmadullah to recover Alambagh, the British commander was able to block their advancements. In March 1858, aided by 3,000 Gorkha mercenaries sent by Jang Bahadur of Nepal, Sir Campbell set out to capture Lucknow. Despite Begum Mahal's constant resistance, the British troops made staggering advancements by capturing Musabagh, Charbagh, and Kesarbagh. Campbell was able to suppress the entire Awadhi rebellion by March 21, 1858. Begum Hazrat Mahal was left with only two options: either surrender to the British or carry out passive operations while taking refuge elsewhere. Begum Mahal chose the latter. Accompanied by her son Birjes Qadir and her followers, Begum Mahal sought asylum before Nepal. The Nepalese authorities initially denied offering them any shelter and even threatened them with an attack. However, the King of Nepal relented eventually and granted refuge to Begum Hazrat Mahal and her son. After the suppression of the Great Revolt, the Queen of England issued a proclamation that aimed to appease the people of India. Begum Hazrat Mahal was able to see through such vague assurance. She warned her people to be wary of the British cordiality. Begum Hazrat Mahal and her son Birjis Qadir decided to return to India in 1877. However, the British authority in India convened that they would not entertain the Begum or her son's stay in the country. Left without a choice, one of the first leaders of India's Great Revolt took her final breath in an alien land. Her final resting place lies in Kathmandu, Nepal, far away from the land that she dreamt of liberating. Legacy. Begum Hazrat Mahal's final resting place lies in the central part of Kathmandu, near Jama Masjid, Ghantaghar. On 15th August 1962, people commemorated her valor at the Old Victoria Park in Hazratganj, Lucknow. Here, a marble memorial featuring a marble tablet with 4 round brass plaques bearing the coat of arms of the Awadh royal family was constructed. On May 10, 1984, the Government of India issued 15 lakh stamps bearing her portrait. The Ministry of Home Affairs has introduced the Begum Hazrat Mahal National Scholarship, which aims to grant financial aid to meritorious girls belonging to minority communities in India. Conclusion. Begum Hazrat Mahal broke numerous glass ceilings as India's first Muslim Virangana. Her uncompromising self-esteem and prudent military prowess are a few of the many qualities that can be learned from her tale. Women belonging to marginalized communities are one of the most oppressed sections of our society. Even after 75 years of independence, the Government of India must preach the tale of Begum Hazrat Mahal and her attempt to encourage these women to protect their interests and fight against any violation of their human rights. Let us preach the tale of Virangana Begum Hazrat Mahal and use her example to bridge any communal divide. Through her story, we aim to spread the message that any human being with unfettered mental resilience can prove their mettle under any circumstance, disregarding their gender or community. Women in general can learn from her tale and derive the courage to stand up against the patriarchy and live their life with self-esteem.